Commanders are coming off, obviously, that embarrassing loss to the Bears, trying to get things back on track. And it's crazy. It's only week 5 going into week 6, but it does feel like Washington season with another loss could spiral, would really, really start to spiral. It's crazy to think that we're here in mid-October, but that's football. Let's have a podcast. What up, everybody? It's JP Finley. It is Beltway Football. We're brought to you by Oarsman Automotive of Virginia. We ride with them, want you to do the exact same thing. They've got 7 locations all over Northern Virginia. You can check them out online at oarsmanva.com. Commanders had an embarrassing result last week. Oarsman Automotive of Virginia did not. Keep that in mind if you're trying to buy a car. We got to get down to business here. I'm joined by the big man, Mr. Mitch Tischler. Listen, dude, there's so much going wrong. There's this really bad situation of chicken and egg where they're getting into big deficits early, so then the offense is completely limited. What ends up happening is your hands are tied. The defense has got to be better. It's funny because we have so much conversation about the offense and what they can do, but if the defense continues to be second to last in the NFL in points allowed, the offense is the offense. I mean, you got a rookie quarterback throwing the ball 50 times. That's never going to be a recipe to win games. Ron Rivera this week challenged by putting up a new sign in the locker room, everybody to do their jobs. Me and the big man, we do our jobs. Ron Rivera wants the players to do their job. Mitch, you asked Jack Del Rio what that meant and how this thing gets better.
A big challenge this week, coach put forth. Everybody just do your job. And so, I think guys, it's not from like a lack of caring. It's not from a lack of want to. Guys definitely want to impact this team in a positive way. We as a defense want to help the football team in any way we can. And so I think those kinds of things are natural human reactions. We just have to make sure we're on top of, our assignment, our job, and building that confidence that we're talking about, and then we'll play much better and have more fun.
Well, that was Jack Del Rio on Do Your Job. I mean, there are so many things wrong with this defense. JP gave you the stat that they were second to last in points given up. How about this, JP? Almost 75% of first quarter drives are ending in a touchdown for the opposing team against the Commanders. Of course you're going to be behind.
Right.
Absolutely not. And to me, the do your job thing that Ron posted, he's always been a man of motivational sayings. To me, this felt a little devoid of the motivational saying and more, hey, players, you guys aren't doing it. It's on you, not on me. He had the big thing last year, remember? You do your job well, and you guys get all the credit. You do your job poorly, and it's on the coaches. Well, apparently not in 2023.
Uncle Sam famously wants you to join the U.S. Army. Uncle Ron wants you to do your job. I don't know. I don't think the coaches are doing a great job of anything right now either. I think the lack of creativity as far as trying to create pass rush. I get that you have John Allen, Deron Payne, Montez Sweat, Chase Young. I'm fully aware of that, but they're not getting there. So do something. And that hasn't happened. You've got a rookie that's really struggling in Emmanuel Forbes, but against Chicago, the entire defense struggled and struggled on short stuff where they just couldn't make tackles. You got DBs gambling to make plays, and when you gamble to make plays and then you don't make them, you're setting yourself up for a lot of trouble. The question is what can actually change? And I know a lot of fans want to talk about coaching staff changes. Ron Rivera made clear that wasn't happening this early in the year. I wouldn't advocate it this early in the year. It's not something that, I would expect to happen, or 2, I think should happen. They have 12 games left, and in the bottom of the NFC, where there's a lot of mediocrity, they're still completely in contention for a wild card. Now, you go lose to Atlanta, a lot of that stuff starts to change, okay? You get to 2 and 4, and it's a very different conversation. But, big man, I'm curious, what, if any, defensive changes would you actually want to see?
I don't know that there's a whole lot defensively that I want to see other than more in-game adjustments, figuring out what's going on. I think to the do your job from Ron, statement, I think you can look at those 3rd and 8 runs up the middle that the Bears used against the Commanders and point to just that as guys who are freelancing. I mean, on 3rd and 8, you shouldn't be able to just run up the middle and get those first downs. But I think you're seeing the entire defensive line are trying to maybe get their stats and trying to, get after the quarterback. And then on the outside, you see the DBs trying to jump routes left and right and make big plays. And, it comes to Jack Del Rio has talked about wanting to start fast and wanting to create turnovers, kind of two of his biggest, mantras for this season. They haven't been able to do either. And I think you're seeing guys that are trying to force things.
Remember when they drafted Jamin Davis? It was because of his success in college against Kyle Pitts. And I believe in that game, Florida against Kentucky, Kyle Pitts had 3 touchdowns.
Not 1, not 2, 3. We saw DJ Moore do that last week on Thursday
What
night.
are we talking about? It was because of that game.